I have always believed the road to excess leads to the palace of wisdom. I got it bent all the way over here.
Please make your voice be heard.
And I'm leaving society to move out to the country and smoke crystal meth with rednecks.
Maybe you have a different opinion than us. Maybe we're completely wrong, and you are the one lone person in the world that is right.
That's why you're here tonight. Eventually, me and Dave Jarvis are going to Hollywood.
But guess what? Some of us are actually pretty friendly.
Yeah, but most of us suck.
Fine, upstanding young man. Fine, upstanding young man.
Smoke weed. All right, once again, you have arrived to one of the greatest nights of your motherfucking lives. Blow your brains out every Wednesday right here. With me, I am Rick E. Warden, and like awaiting Abigail, I hate you. Right next to me here is the one and only and lovely Ariel of Against All Odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and of course, the mighty and powerful Dave motherfucking Jarvis.
Yar, yar. I'll need 3 ships and 50 stout men. We'll sail around the Horn and return with spices and silk, the likes of which ye have never seen. Hello, Brainiacs. This is your weekly dose of bamboozled malarkey and flatulent discombobulations. For all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these. It might have been John Greenleaf Whittier. Mama Jarvis used to suggest ways for me to improve myself all the time, but then a little piece of her died and she stopped being so annoying. But my mind can never know my body, although it has become quite friendly with my legs. So curse you, John Greenleaf Whittier, curse you for rubbing butter on me mutter. And here is today's clickbait. Sum 41 recently played their final show ever. I believe I'm not alone in saying I thought they broke up years ago. But if there's one thing I've learned from bands like Kiss and Van Halen, it's this. It'll be around forever. It will never go away. It can never be undone. In other news, the Grammys snuck up on us while we slept, much like my neighbor Jose, who said he was just checking in on us. Once again, awards for art are a crock of shit, and when everyone sounds exactly the same, can we really say anyone is the best in their category? Hell, you can put a cat in an oven, and that don't make it a biscuit. Cowboy Carter wins Best Country Album. Yes, that reminds me of that incredibly great grindcore album, Thriller, by Michael Jackson. When you quantify art, when you say this is the best, you are really just taking beautiful pieces of art and turning it into a commodity. You've commodified it, and you've turned it into something that can now be acceptable to use to sell deodorant and hair products. Groundhog's Day, a beautiful, spiritual, wonderful piece of art that they just recently turned into a fucking Jeep commercial. You suckers of Satan's cock. Also, if your only contribution to civil rights is getting up in front of a group of your peers that already suck your dick and saying, I'm with you, you are not a fighter, you are not an ally, you are a blood-sucking leech looking for attention. I'm talking to you, Lady Gaga. In local news, Chance Lewis is looking for a lead guitarist and bassist. Must be pro attitude, their words. Red Dirt, Texas Country, out of Denton. Chance Lewis, hit him up. In a non-musical related note, this Sunday, the Mavericks lost Luka Doncic and millions upon millions of fans. I think I speak for all of North Texas when I say, Nico, we hate you beyond description. I hope you are violated by the dildo knife in the movie 7 while you choke to death on a bone and a butter cookie. All right, so folks, I have no idea where this will lead us, but I have a definite feeling it will be a place both wonderful and strange. And if you're going to lie to me, tell me there's a broad waiting in the car who wants to tongue my balls. With that, please welcome to the stage Zach from the band Conjured.
Jesus.
Welcome, sir. Yeah,
I'm
didn't realize
Zach.
what you walked into, did you? Yeah.
No, none of us did.
Yeah, this is the show that you've been waiting for. So, for those of you that are not initiated, Conjured, but just like so many amazing bands we've had on the show, I found in the pages of Scriptorium. So, Conjured from Killeen, Deathcore, established in 2022. Their first show of the year will be with Living Hollow, Decayer, and Escuela Grind at Come and Take It Live in Austin on February 23rd. Hit them up for the pre-sales. So, how's your year been going so far, Zach?
It's going, man. It's already been a rocky start, but yeah,
Word.
yeah, life be lifing.
That it do. For those of us up here in North Texas, last time you would have caught Conjured, they were on a 4-day tour that hit Haltom City, Haltom Theater, Bonds in San Antonio, The Zone in Abilene, and Come and Take It in Austin. I'm familiar with all those venues except The Zone. Not familiar. Could you tell us about that?
It's fucking sick. It's in a strip mall, but it's massive inside. It's got like the balcony seating and all that shit.
That's cool. I like balconies. I'm short, so balconies work better for me.
Yeah, it's a weird setup. Like there's the viewing area, a giant floor behind it, and then balcony wrapping in. There's the exit and then the green room. It's a sick venue.
Now, I haven't been to Abilene in like well over a decade. So is this in the old Abilene or new Abilene?
I'm a transplant. I have no idea.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember like 10, 15 years ago, we would play in a venue. I can't remember what it was called, but it was old Abilene. And they were like, yeah, so this is what Abilene used to be. Then they just kind of moved everything over there. But whatever. Demographics. What can you do?
Maybe it's Abilene.
Yeah, something like that.
But I've definitely played a lot of amazing shows in Killeen. Those are some wonderful fans. So, how was the band formed? Were you all in previous bands, or did you all just get together on a whim?
No, I moved here, and then the original guitarist moved in with me for a little bit, and we started everything, like finding people through like Reddit and Facebook groups, and then member changes here and there because X, Y, and Z. But yeah, it was all just like Dropbox links back and forth, sending riffs and stuff.
Very nice. And have y'all formed a bond in blood, or is it more like thumb wars at this point?
It's a bond, but not in blood. It's a sticky mess. Yeah. The band van is me.
You came to the right place.
Do what?
You came to the right place. We love a good sticky mess. Well, folks, I hate to be the bringer of bad news, but unfortunately, the entire crew is kind of sick. Maybe not Ariel. She seems to be getting over it.
I'm actually not sick
Rick,
for once, which is kind of nice.
Oh, good. So you said you had 101 temperature. Did you have to dunk yourself in a thing of cold water?
No, but I probably should have. I stayed under a heat blanket, and you're not supposed to be under blankets when you have a fever.
And sweat it out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It just depends on how I feel at the time. I've got to regulate my body when I got this kind of a flu that's, hot. Like I literally will run a fever for a few hours at a time, and then it'll go away, and I'll have cold chills for like a whole hour or two. It's either one or the other. It's been that way for 3 days, except for today. It's gotten better today.
That's no fun.
Well, at least you look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, I just noticed that we are not live on the Blow Your Brains Out Facebook page. My apologies. We are live on the Facebook. On Facebook, we are live on Outlaw Video TV.
Yes,
My
so quickly, turn your dial.
I apologize, but everybody on Facebook, head on over to the Outlaw Video TV to catch it live, or hop on over to YouTube.
We're losing precious views. Quickly. Okay. So this tour that y'all took part in on December, was that y'all's first tour together?
Yeah. That was us, Hourglass, and Amara.
Oh, that's fun. Where'd y'all end up staying, or did y'all just kind of kept moving and sleeping in a car?
It was a clusterfuck if being blank.
Explain. I am now intrigued by this statement.
Took what? It's like an interview thing.
He's got a ghost on the wall. Does he know
He's
that?
having to check the news for that ladybird.
no, my
No,
wife
no,
was asking what was going on.
Now, everybody, check your milk box cartons. See if you find
No,
something.
so you said it was a clusterfuck. What happened? Were there places already planned to stay, or?
We ended up staying two of the days with our drummer's family because they're out in that way. And it was just kind of a sleep when you can thing.
Yeah. That's nice. At least he had family.
We actually have a.
Was this?
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was this like a warm up to longer tours in the future?
Yes, but nothing confirmed that is out. It was a test run to see how we could do.
Who usually books y'all's tours?
Unfortunately, me. That.
Yay!
But sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, the whole thing for that was we worked with Snake Eye Booking, Victor, and he took care of 90% of this one.
That's nice.
Snake-eyed booking.
Yes, sir. Or I'm sorry, Snake Eye Promotions.
Is that they're out of Austin?
No, he's from Abilene, I believe.
Did y'all come back having made money, or did you break even?
We made a good chunk of change. Just gotta be smart about it.
And how did the clubs themselves treat you? Like, was this your first time with a lot of these clubs? Besides,
No, the only one that we had before was Halton Theater, and it was a cool venue. It was interesting because Upon a Burning Body played about 20 minutes up the road the same night.
Oh.
So that was super great.
We've had to be cognizant of that too. Anytime we want to book a show and somebody asks us, we'll make sure that nobody, like a national act or anything like that, is in the area because we know that people are going to go straight to that.
We announce ours first.
We're first. Come to us.
What are we looking at?
Recognize.
Nah, it's all good. I like those guys.
So, do you think did you like working with Snake Eye to the point that you would like to do your next tour with them again? Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to plan something out, but nothing's set in stone, so I don't really say anything about it.
That's fair.
There's something cooking.
Don't put it out in the ether until it's actually in the ether.
Yeah.
Do you usually vet some of these bands before you hop on a show, or do you just kind of book and be like, okay, I hope for the best?
For the tour, we got asked last. Yeah, because it was originally just I think it was a run just set for Hourglass, or it might have been both of them. I'm not sure. But no, they're cool guys. They're Hourglass is so fucking sick. It's spicy metalcore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the clean vocals, but like more deathcore yells. Yeah,
I like spicy.
Yeah, they're cool. We have I don't think it's announced yet, but we have a song coming out next month featuring the guy from Hourglass.
Oh, cool.
Oh, sweet. Is it an exclusive, or is it going on all the streaming sites?
All the good DistroKid stuff.
Yeah.
Is this a precursor to an album, or is it just going single by single?
It's kind of up in the air because we're not under any like contract or anything like that. It seems like singles do better than releasing like a chunk at once.
Yeah.
More momentum every now and then. It's like, oh, a new thing every 2 months because everyone's attention span is 0 now.
Just focus on the one and do all these little tidbits, and then you can do videos and stuff later after that.
Make the 9 visualizers, do all the TikTok shit, all that stuff. Yeah.
We're working on doing better about that because we have a bunch of songs and we wanted to get it all out there because we were tired of hanging on to them. We've had like a shit ton of crap happen to us, so we couldn't release a lot of our stuff. And then finally we're like, fuck it, we're just gonna get it all out there, and then we'll just keep going because it's like a mile marker. Like once you get one going, then you're like, okay, I've accomplished this. Now let's do the next, and the next, and the next. Don't let it hold you back.
Well, that's part of the fun.
No, it's not. It's not fun.
No, it is. It is. It is. If you like,
people stealing your money
stuff.
and not giving your product to you is not fun.
Oh well, yeah, that part, sure. Sorry.
PTSD.
I know, right? Totally. So, looks like y'all's first show of the year, I mentioned it earlier, going to be at Come and Take It Live on February 23rd with Living Hollow, Decatur, and Escuela Grind. Judging by the post, I guess y'all have played with Living Hollow before? No? Am I wrong? Can nobody hear me?
Who
I can hear
is
you.
Living Hollow?
Hello.
There you go. We can hear you.
Ah.
He was
Okay.
asking about y'all playing with Living Hollow, the band.
Oh yeah, no, those are the boys. I like those guys. They're like ignorantly heavy deathcore.
Ignorantly heavy deathcore. I like that explanation.
All right. Just
They have
tripped, fell, and it was heavy.
Do y'all
Yeah.
feed off of each other? Like y'all did that 4-day tour, but do y'all give each other advice and everything? Because every band has different experiences. So I was just wondering if y'all shared some of the crazy along the way.
With Living Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm close to them. Like, I went to the vocalist's wedding, that kind of stuff. But
That's sweet.
no, it's usually we just try to watch out for each other because there's a lot of like scam artists that what a sweetie like about this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scammers that come into the Texas scene, especially like management groups being like, "Oh, let's do this," and then everyone sends out the mass message of, "Don't touch it."
That's nice.
Yeah.
I don't like to. I know that you have to live and learn in some circumstances, but if I don't have to make mistakes that are going to hurt my progress, I don't want to make those mistakes. That's something you can completely avoid. And if you can avoid it, I wish that some people would speak up and say things.
Well, you kind of got to make the mistake before you learn from them, right?
Yeah, but I
No.
don't want to make the mistake. If somebody knows that somebody's shitty, I want them to tell me.
Well, of course. Wouldn't we all? But
I'm just saying.
Hey,
you live and you
Zach.
learn.
Hey, Zach, can you tell us about the Come and Take It venue there in Austin?
Oh, can you? Oh, no, you can hear me. Yeah, it's a cool venue. It's basically the big pit stop for any of the big tours that come through here. It's massive. It's not
massive.
too much.
It's a bigger venue.
Yeah, no, it's sick. I think the cap is like 4 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone that works here is sick.
It's like our bomb
Taylor's one of the
factory.
best sound guys I've ever worked with.
Is
Like
it
our
standing
bomb
room
factory
only?
or maybe trees.
Do what?
Is it
Sounds like
standing
the
room
size of
only?
the bomb factory here in Deep Ellum.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Maybe Haltom Theater. Haltom Theater in Fort Worth is pretty big.
Oh, it's a lot bigger than Haltom Theater.
Hmm.
A lot bigger than Haltom Theater.
Like double it.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Haltom's cool. It's just it's a weird setup for the stage because it's mostly just a riser. Yeah. That's not what we're
Take It or
expecting.
Haltom.
At Haltom.
Yeah, you're talking about that side stage.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have
It's,
2 stages. They have one like main stage that's up 4 foot or whatever, you know. And then they have the side stage just over in the hall room.
Oh, then I have no idea. I probably missed it. I got preoccupied by the arcade games.
Right.
Okay, yeah, then you definitely did the side stage.
Yeah, that's how they do it there, and I love that, man. I mean, you can see two different badass shows going on at the same time, you know.
Is it behind the bar? Like the pathway?
Yeah, past the bar. That's
Yeah, you
correct.
go
Okay.
past the
Walking past
bathrooms
the
and there's
bar.
double doors.
I gotcha.
It's huge.
They probably didn't have a show in there the night y'all were playing, or you would have seen it.
What day was it on?
No, we hit we hit them up. I think that was the first day, so we played a Thursday there. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like if it's the weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, they open up the main stage, depending on who's coming in, but like a weekday or like a Sunday, they usually just close that main and do the side stage.
Yeah.
that's a cool
Word
place.
to the wise for anybody that goes on tour: if you can avoid playing on a Monday or a Tuesday, you're better for it, because Monday and Tuesday don't draw shit, even if you are a big player. Wednesday through Sunday, those are the nights that you want to play live, and you might have people show up.
It's a gamble anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played on a Wednesday before, and I told the people that were coming into town with remember Ratchet Dolls?
Yeah.
We played with them for the first time, and they were like, "Dude, y'all killed it!" And there was like 5 people in the audience, and it was still fun. But it was a Wednesday night, and I go, I can't promise anything, man. Like, everybody works. Even we work the next day, and we're gonna be dead. But they asked us if we wanted to go on tour with them. I go, dude, I'd love to, but we're not ready for tour yet.
Scheduling's a bitch.
It is a bitch.
All right, Renee's in the chats, and he says, shout out to the Come and Take It Smoking Lounge.
Hey.
Hey,
All
we
right.
have somebody
Hey,
that
Renee.
joined the party.
Hey, Jarvis, while you weren't watching, someone joined the panel.
What's
All
up?
right. Welcome, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome, everybody. This is Dominique. Her resume is a mile long. Check it out. Bartender at the Esquire Tavern, booking agent at Bleeding Art Collective, bar manager at Midnight Cowboy, supreme overlord at Lean City Productions. Love that. And bar boss nominated from San Antonio. Welcome, Dominique.
Thank you so
What's
much.
up?
Sorry for the late entrance. It was a really, really weird shift. But I'm here. I got my beer, and I'm ready to talk.
I'm ready to
All right.
talk.
Now, are we talking about weird in general or San Antonio weird?
No, just weird in general. So, I'm generally pretty new to San Antonio right now. I come from Houston. I moved out here because I'm getting married to this beautiful man right now, whose band I'm going to talk about on this podcast today.
All right.
Aww.
We have a weird video going on, so we're getting a lot of Midwesterners out here.
Oh, Midwesterners?
Yeah.
That
It's
sounds
super nice. They're just not
yeah.
used to Texas culture. So
Yeah, it's a different beast down here.
what are we thinking? Ask me anything you want. I'm gonna.
Okay. Well, how did the bar boss contest go? It seemed like you went pretty far.
So I suppose I won third out of about 30,000 bartenders. I did not get to finals.
Nice.
We have next year to try again, and I think that considering all things, that's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of where I ended.
That's badass. How does it work? Do you submit something first, they reach out, and then y'all do y'all's thing? I know nothing about this, so I really want to know.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be completely honest about this particular competition. I entered this competition because I know they do it as a scam. So they do it as you pay for vote if you like something.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so I wanted to win just based off my sheer talent. So I encourage everyone, do not pay for vote, and I'll get where I get. That's it. I'm not kind of into that. I'm usually like a competitive bartender in the sense for speed and like actual intellectual skill.
It's just interesting because I feel like there's a lot of other things out there because we see it musically, where you enter contests to play at some big music thing in California or whatever, and it can't be based off of sheer talent, right? Like it doesn't exist anymore.
Trying to rake in your money. That's
it's kind of shitty, but
hey, but I was like, if you're gonna play me, then I'll play the game. Let's go. Let's have fun.
I'll be playing you.
Yeah. Well, but maybe next time.
Hey, you still got pretty far. That's
So what
pretty
is
badass. I tried my best. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a lot of things other than death metal and throwing liquor around. So.
And Zach, how was your experience playing in San Antonio?
It's cool. It's got the biggest crowd kill. Anyone that comes to the shows is just like spin kicking, which I'm here for.
Spin kicking.
Yeah, the
Can you
Karate
spin
Kids.
kick?
Hell no, I'm old.
You know what? I sometimes when I watch Cobra Kai, I pretend that I'm like still flexible and I try to do these moves that they do, and then I hear something pop and I realize that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
I seriously try to mimic some of this shit. I'm not making this up.
Dude, I just pictured that in my head, and God, that's just adorable.
You're picturing it because you know I did it.
Oh, I know that you did it. I am absolutely sure that you did it. And I bet you finished your whiskey afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I had to take care of things.
Very good. What is everybody's liquor of choice normally?
Who's going first? Because I'm
I don't drink anymore.
Disabled.
Tequila.
Nice.
Tequila.
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah. I think we're all gonna get along just fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is the only thing I can use to combat this flu that I'm under.
Jared says vodka or beer. That's a serious drinker when someone throws out vodka.
Jared, raise your. Let me see.
There you go. Days X. The side.
Oh, Jared's in the chat. So if you look at, he's in Kill House. There he is. Boom.
Yeah.
Vodka
or beer. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's a serious drinker when they throw out vodka because that means they're like a day drinker.
Or he's for sure. Which is, mind you, I will drink vodka all day, every day. So
see.
Yeah.
But
okay,
you're definitely going to want to go tequila, honey, fresh lemon with hot water.
So it's like almost like a hot toddy, but a hot vodka. I don't know.
The natural.
A hot naughty.
A hot naughty.
Hot naughty.
Yeah. But mind you, you don't have to trust me. I'm just a bartender, and this honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not even ashamed of it. This is my go-to. Do y'all remember this from high school?
Yeah.
Oh, watermelon's my favorite.
That's rank beer. That's like Mad Dog 2020 of cheap beers.
Yep.
I drank that beer with Bury Your Dead one night.
Oh, I remember when we were 15 years old. So how X-rated is this podcast that I'm on right now?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Whatever you want.
So this is
We're just hanging out, having a good time.
Me and homie, when we were like 15 years old, when we were like super underage, she stole a bottle of she stole a bottle of Mad Dog, and we put it. Mind you, I don't smoke weed anymore because I'm getting too old for that.
Cures poison ivy.
She put it as bong water, and we smoked it. And I swear to God, we haven't been right since. Like it's just, since then, it's just been all no.
Well, experimentation is the spice of life.
Yeah. Unless you haven't been right since, then.
Well, you know.
I like to call failing upwards.
Failing. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Can't make an omelet without breaking a couple chickens.
Facts.
All right. Well, I was actually like super interested in doing this podcast with y'all today. So, what exactly are you trying to like dive into? Because I got a couple.
Well, what I would like to know, Dominique, is you know what you actually do. Are you in Houston?
I currently live in San Antonio, but I am
San
from
Antonio,
Texas.
Okay, well, you know, we talk to a lot of bands and we love a lot of music. And one of the things that we're proud to be doing is kind of bridging a lot of the gaps and, you know, hopefully helping bands make connections around the state of Texas for doing better shows and, you know, getting out and playing their music. So what do you do there in San Antonio, and how might some of these bands contact you and check it out?
All right. Allow me about 2 minutes to elaborate on this because I've been working on this for about 15 years now. So it's been a while. I opened Lean City Productions starting out in Houston, Texas when I was 15, doing everything from Ex Mortis, Bonded by Blood, Enfold Darkness, Lit King, Gojira, things of the sort.
Yeah.
Working around. Just starting out at local venues. For insight, to make it short and sweet, is just keep pushing. Like, it's the same as your parents used to tell you: knock on doors until you find a job. Just keep going. Like, you just keep doing that. I found myself doing it pretty heavy hitting, where I was getting sponsorship after a while, and I was getting money into. Now I work for Bleeding Art Collective, which is based out of Brisbane. It's an extension of Extreme Management Group through who I love very much, Greg Shaw, senior manager. Chef's kiss to that man. If you're listening, Greg, I know that you probably are. I love you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. He's fantastic.
Did you say Melbourne just now?
Brisbane.
Brisbane. Yeah. Okay. So am I understanding that correctly? Is that Australia?
Yes, they're based out of Australia, and they do Suffocation, all the really big hitters. And Greg gave me an
That's very interesting, because I was going to get into talking about Golden Robot Records, at least for a second here, with Doc Rock.
I don't think I'm familiar with who that is, but I'm also the kind of person that like sticks with what I know.
Yeah. All right, so you're working with some good folks, it sounds like.
I like to consider myself extremely lucky for just being a bartender from Houston, Texas.
Right.
That's awesome, because bartenders aren't just serving you drinks, but they can be a friendly shoulder to cry on after they've had too many drinks.
Well, sometimes we are the one that had too many drinks, right? So there was one thing that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today.
Yeah.
You mentioned in our message about a little bit what it's like to work in the music industry on this side and like what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're still interested in that.
Of course.
All right. I like to
give us the dirt.
I always like to throw it out that like it can be like extremely intimidating, but I like to throw out that it's really not as hard as it ever seems like it is. Like, if you just go out there and like put your chest out with it, you're gonna win. Oh, I like that. That's it. Like, everybody wants to go to metal shows. Everybody loves metal.
Hell yeah.
There's no way
definitely.
if you're giving people what they want to see and you're having it's going to be a good time.
Facts.
Oh yeah. Every cloud has a silver bullet.
When you think about it, like,
that's right.
Would you prefer to go to work or would you prefer to make money doing what you love?
Make money doing what I love.
All right. And speaking of making money doing something that they love, let me also welcome to the panel Mr. Mike Whittington. purveyor of Metal Shop 101, bringing the best in rock and metal from around the world, coming to us live from Pittsburgh, which means he is an hour ahead of us. Thank you for braving the icy clutches of Pennsylvania to join us, Mike.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. You can catch Mike on Digital Revolution Radio, Rock Radio UK, Music from the 412, and many, many more. He is the voice of metal throughout this country and others. So we are all here trying to spread the word, people.
Doc Rock.
That's it, man. That's what we try to do. We try, the underground bands, we try to get them heard, around the world, because there's so many great bands out there that don't get recognition like they should.
Agreed.
I agree.
I mean, we deal with bands all over the world, and it's absolutely amazing what's out there. I mean, if you're still listening to FM radio, then you're not coming back from that 80s era. But there's so many incredible bands out there. It's crazy what's out there.
It's true. Absolutely.
Sonic
And, I remember one time my band, we played up in Pittsburgh, and In This Moment actually opened for us. It was like the year before they went on Ozfest for the first time. Lovely people. I smoked weed with a bunch of them. And then we come back home to Dallas, and then we're opening for them because they're on tour with Kitty. And next thing I know, they're on Ozfest and they're on Billboard. But I'm just like, hey, I made every one of those people sick and dizzy with my weed, and that makes me proud.
Right.
Weed.
I mean, I do an FM station out of Toledo, Ohio, but I've kept the show the way it's always been since day one, and it's to get the underground bands heard, and they love it up there in Toledo. I wish we could hit more FM stations. I was on an FM station out of Dallas Fort Worth, but they unfortunately shut down. So, but it was fun. I loved it, and it gets the bands heard, man. That's the name of the game. And we do interviews too, occasionally.
Spreading the
love.
We wholly support all people that do anything to help bands. There's the vast majority of music that I listen to is by people who are not famous, not rich, but I enjoy their music just as much or more. So everything that everyone does to help get that out, where we can discover these bands and heal the world, man, we 100% support it.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, we started this show.
The funny thing about, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Mike.
We started this show.
Well, I was going to say the funny thing about DFW.
Right,
I'm just going to stop. You go right ahead.
We started this show 26 years ago, believe it or not. 26 years ago this year. And we started in a small local bar where I was DJing, like every other DJ starts out in a small local bar. And bands started bringing me CDs and stuff back then. And it took off. On a Thursday night, the place was packed, and it just took off. And I said over the microphone one night, I said, "We got to call this something." And the people in the bar picked the name, and Metal Shop 101 was born.
Wow!
Because it was like going to class. They got to hear what everybody else was doing. Bands would stop in after practice and everything.
Yeah, very cool.
Hey, Zach, is FM radio a prominent force in Killeen?
There's Full Metal Jackie around here, but I'm not sure. Aside from any of that, it's a lot of like Motionless and White Linkin Park on repeat.
So, Zach, you are in Killeen, yes?
I'm in
Conjured.
Pittsburgh.
What's that?
I'm in Pittsburgh.
You live in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. You're doing Full Metal Jacket. I've heard of that. That's awesome.
No, that one I don't do. That's not me.
That,
no,
that was Zach from Conjured.
Okay, I'm familiar with your band. I've worked adjacent to y'all a couple times, not with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Jason at Paper Tiger? No.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Are you currently booking shows in San Antonio?
So, I'm actually about to do my first. Mind you, it's not a metal show. I kind of started a project that I'm working on, but yes, I'm relaunching City. Well, I never really stopped Clean City Productions. I just needed a hiatus because I'm doing full-time, full health benefits, like actual adult bartending. So I got tired. But yes, I am starting again, and I have a show coming up. There was one that I was interested in bringing up if anybody is interested in hearing about it. In that case, and I do have a couple of tours on through Bleeding Art Collective if anybody is looking to go participate and having a lot of fun.
Well, we here at Blow Your Brains Out love having fun.
Okay.
I don't mean to interject. I have to do some adulting on shorthand, but I appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks, Zach, for coming.
Well, thank you, Zach, for joining us. Have a good one.
Y'all take it easy.
We'll see you again, bro.
And if anybody is interested in seeing Conjured at Come and Take It Live in Austin, February 23rd, they have pre-sales available now. Hit them up. And then there were 5.
All the best to Zach. Maybe he has a family there he's taking care of, but I know he said earlier that he doesn't drink. He's the one drinker, non-drinker here. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he got sick of our shit.
Yeah, if that had anything to do with it, man, thanks for handling your business, and we hope to see you again soon, Zach.
Yeah. Sorry, man. For what it's worth, I can be way worse.
We're just getting started.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's go, brother.
You know.
That's what Pantera said.
Yeah, up to this point, it's been medicinal. Now it's fun. So, Mike, how is the weather? Is the ice storm worse, or are you still in the middle of it?
Well, they pushed it off till 10 o'clock. Supposed to start, so we'll see what happens.
What are you supposed to get?
I don't know. They're talking about freezing rain, about 1 inch of snow, just enough to make it ignorant.
Yeah.
You know.
Just enough to cause a little bit of chaos.
Kind of find somebody else.
So for all of
what station goes on in Fort Worth? I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, my drummer actually, he wanted to know what station in DFW you did or you ran.
Yeah, what radio station were you on?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
He's done some.
There's the Eagle, 97.1, the Eagle.
No, it was hold on.
KNON, Voice of the People.
No.
That's the main station that people listen to anymore for music, I think. Other than that, they're listening to their own playlists.
It's 105.1. It was out of Dallas, Fort Worth.
Ah, okay.
Can't think of what that would have been.
Me neither. Dominique, I was going to ask, is FM radio a presence in San Antonio?
I'm actually not familiar. I'm still pretty new to the area. I've moved around the country quite a bit. I lived in Encino, California for a little bit in the East Coast, but I'm predominantly from Houston. So I'm kind of still trying to figure out the entire vibe here. But I will tell you that the metal scene out here in San Antonio is the chef's kiss. It's very good. Everybody's extremely energetic, very receptive, respectful. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot different than from home.
Oh yeah. Well, then, since you're from Houston, I gotta ask: have you ever eaten over at Bun B's burger restaurant?
Oh yes. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've seen so many videos of him just selling out by noon, and like just close-ups of those burgers. I'm just like, oh my god, I want one so bad.
I'm sorry. I'm really Italian. I can't stop with the ham. So just like, it's so. The next place I would actually recommend, like super under key, is Turkey Hut. Shout out Turkey Hut. I know Jeff, you can hear me. It's amazing. Fantastic.
I love that we're talking about food. I'm very food motivated, and at work, that's all I do is talk about food.
I know, right?
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all, the people have to know. The people have to know.
They do. They do.
They do have to know, and I have to eat, so it's good.
If you're
Mike,
out there
if we're up,
or on the road, or whoever is listening, that I don't know if you're anything like me. I used to be on the road all the time. Go to the Turkey Hut if you're in Houston. It's so cheap. It's so good. The food down there is so amazing. If you meet the right people, they'll take you to the right places. Otherwise, if you just Google it, you're going to go to the wrong places, right?
Yes.
See, tips from the wise. Everybody pay attention if you're going down south.
Yeah. You gotta ask the local.
I was going to say, Mike, how's the food up north? Is there any hot spots that we should be stopping along the way when we're up on tour?
Yeah, man. We got all kind of pizza shops.
Pizza.
We got all kind of great pizza shops. We got Permane sandwiches up here.
If you don't shout out Regina's Pizza, I'm getting off this call right now.
There's sandwiches with the fries and a coleslaw and steak and Italian bread all on them. Good stuff.
Yummy. And, well, I've got you. For anybody here that's interested in getting their music to you, how might they contact you for submitting their music?
Say that again?
How might people from Texas be able to submit their music to one of your many amazing radio stations?
You can hit me up at metalshop101.com. There's a link at the top of the page for song submissions.
Got it.
Just click on the link and I can send stuff there. Please do not send Spotify links. I do not support Spotify whatsoever. Because I think
you're my best friend now.
I think they're terrible for what they do to the artist.
Agreed. Thank you, Mike. Round of applause to Mike, everybody.
I despise that place. So, what's some of the best pizza you've had while you've been out on tour?
All right, so here's the website here. Doc's Rock Metal Shop 101.
That's it. And
very cool.
You can just click on song submissions and send in your song.
There it is right there at the top, everyone. Song submissions, metal up.
Try to make sure they're FM friendly.
Okay.
Something. Not all of them, but I try to push I try to push the bands. Now that I got FM under my belt, I try to push the bands on the FM too. Just to broaden the spectrum a little more. I know FM's kind of going by the wayside, but if I'm playing you on FM, you can still stream it. So it just
So yeah, Mike hears a lot of music because it gets sent to him. Dominique, do you hear most of your new music because it gets sent to you, or do you just peruse through the channels and be like, I like this?
Do you mind repeating that one more time? I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just gonna say, how do you absorb your new music? Do they send it to you, or is it by chance?
So normally, what happens? At the risk of sucking my own dick here, which I don't like to do.
You're all right. You're in good company.
People send me their stuff, and I do check everything out, but I know that Art is looking for something very specific, and that's through Bleeding Art Collective. They do predominantly deathcore, hardcore, maybe some glamcore, which isn't really my style. I'm a very death metal, old school death metal forward person. So if that's the kind of thing that you're looking for, then they usually send it just to me. I do review every single thing. I know what's... I like to objectively find what's going to stand out, right? Because, mind you, it's 2025, and death metal came out in 1978. Whatever. So I like to find the things that are unique and they're like extremely passionate about, like writing things that are unique to them and sound as if they really care about it, other than just. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just having fun, mind you, but
Yeah.
like if it's gonna go far, I want to hear the passion in it.
Absolutely. Hey, Rick, do you have any MP3s that we might want to check out? Did Conjured send anything?
Yes. So I'm looking at, as we're on this podcast right now, I'm waiting for links that I can send to you that you asked for. For the, mind you, this is a black metal band, and I never front black metal. They're really good. I think everybody's gonna really like them. I do have my entire chest on them. I have some information about them that I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit today, if that's cool.
Totally.
All right, so I will have your MP3s to you. I'll drop them in the comments, so check them out. We're talking about Fluxus Mortis today, from San Antonio, Texas. Half of them are coming from Houston as well. They're doing April 26th with Chaos and Carnage, Dying Fetus, and Cradle of Filth. And
Dying Fetus!
This is only their second show ever from debuting. So I have my entire chest on their back. I completely think that they're going to do an amazing job. They're doing an EP called Pleasures of... What is this called? What did he say it's called? When Pleasure Becomes Torture is out now on all streaming platforms. Mind you, I've heard it. It's pretty fucking gnarly, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I got knocked out in that pit pretty hard.
Wow.
It was gnarly. These dudes are taking off really fast. Sorry for the effort.
We're not.
No, you're fine. Yeah. Now, was this a legitimate knockdown, or was this somebody in a white belt kicking you way too high?
I didn't like KO. Just like, it was a pretty gnarly pit. Just for their second debut, it was an amazing turnout. They've been selling merch like crazy. They're getting shows with Necrofire, Hell's Heroes, Cradle of Filth. Doing fantastic.
Hey, we had Necrofire on this show.
Yeah, we did.
Nice people. Or I mean, the one guy, the mastermind behind it. But yeah, I wish we would have had the whole band, but the main guy, nice kid.
The main guy, his name is Randy Cadena, and that is my one. There, right there.
Oh.
Yep.
That's a person, guys.
Whether or not we were gonna get married, he's really, really invested in what he does. I am extremely proud of what he's doing, and he's just taking off extremely. And I think everybody should really take some time and check it out. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'll fight you. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, we thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely.
We actually do, yeah. So you probably won't have to fight any of us, which is good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ray.
I know how to do spinning kicks.
I'm not that flexible, girl. I can't do that.
I think I'm not flexible.
We have evidence. DayZex is in the chats. Hey, also, I want to shout out to Ray here. Ray says, click that like button, please.
Yay.
We
Ja.
don't give a fuck.
Well, I got the chance.
That's
because
right.
one chance in a lifetime, right? You guys buy Fluxus Mortis shirts, and I'll send you a free pair of Pit Vipers. Straight up.
Sounds good.
$75
All right.
sunglasses for free. Let's go.
Holla. Hey, Mike, I was going to wonder, how are the pits up in Pittsburgh? I did not mean for that to come off the way that it did, but here we are.
How are the what?
How are the pits in Pittsburgh? Do they get rowdy? Do people high kick, or are they friendly? And if they knock you down, they pick you back up.
I don't know, man. It's been a while since I've been in a pit myself because I've gotten too old for it. Back in the day, mid-90s, I'd say they were still pretty good. It's probably the last time I was in a pit.
You know,
I don't know. Everything around here seems kind of very conservative.
Pot roast with me while we talk about death metal?
You know,
It just
crazy.
depends on what show you're talking about, Mike. You know, if it's a heavy show where you're going to have, you know, the wall of death, then
Right.
you already know that. But if, you know, you can still go see metal bands and bang head. That's what I do. I'm mostly a headbanger.
Yeah, me too. Anymore. I mean, I've been to quite a few pits at Ozfest.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and stuff, but and we deal with some Texas bands too. I don't know if you guys, Bone is one.
Who, Bone?
Yeah. Skin the Manic is another one. And, well, of course, Waiting Abigail.
Yeah, I got that picture
yes.
here. They sent this over, and I just found it when I was looking for the MP3s. So there's Abigail.
That's right.
Abigail.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Sport that shit.
Sporting that Metal Shop 101 shirt.
Very cool. And, of course, support Awaiting Abigail at awaitingabigailband.com.
That's it. Great band coming out of Texas. I call it dime bag land down there. But, I mean, there's some great stuff that comes out of there. I mean, I haven't had no complaints. So, I mean, if you guys can spread the word, you know, to the bands, they got an outlet here, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of these bands will send you some MP3s to play.
Cool. Yeah, just include an MP3 and a bio and a link to your Facebook page, because I tag every band. Whatever day I'm on the air, I tag every band that I'm playing.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's a lot of work too.
Mike,
I've tried tagging a bunch of people before for Blow Your Brains Out or something, and sometimes like the tags will get missed or they won't tag at all, and it pisses me off.
No, man, Mike is on his shit, man.
Crown the Empire, no. Burning Body, no.
I also want a chance,
yeah.
while y'all are out, to throw out, because I am going back into the game, you can hit me up at leancityproductions.com. Please,
nice.
Yeah, and when you're set up and booking shows, let us know. We'll have you back on and try to get some bands headed down that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be here.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We're all about the huge talent exchange, man. We owe endless amounts of thanks to Alex Sanchez from Scriptorium, because he has introduced North Texas to a whole other world that goes on between Central and South Texas that we were unaware of. And I think I was about to say, DFW, they are really more receptive to a band that's not from DFW than they are the ones from. It's sad, but it's a true fact of life. You really have to impress people outside of DFW in order to come back and actually play big shows around here. It sucks, but it's a fact of life. So we've been introducing all these amazing black and death and deathcore and all this stuff from Killeen and Houston and Laredo, and they have been very positive responses around here. And so, because of that, a lot of folks from those same areas are like, well, what does DFW have? And we're like, here, take them.
Right.
And if you
But
find
yeah,
any
I'd like to hear some more Texas bands,
good, go on.
I think that was it. What were you saying, Dominique?
Oh no, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I'm having like such a little trouble with my service.
Well, it's okay. That's the
In
name
the
of the
chat,
game
we
around
got
here.
a question. Hey, Dave, in the chats, we got a question for Mike here. Have you worked with Crown of Empire, or Crown the Empire, or Upon a Burning Body?
No, I haven't. I mean, if you know how to do
He
it,
says they're both metal bands from Texas. That's why he asked.
it's if you know how to get in touch with them, send them my way. Send them metalshop101.com.
Yeah.
And, they can send me an email from there and we'll put them on the air.
Hey, Mike, tell me how your radio show works. Is this a 1 hour show, a 2 hour show? Is it multiple shows in multiple places?
It's multiple shows in multiple places. Mondays is a big day for us. If you go up to the metalshop101.com, there's a listing of all the stations and every day and hours that we're on.
Okay.
So, but Monday's a big day. Tuesday's a big day. We call it Warped Tour Tuesday. We run across, I think, like 25, 30 stations from U.S. to Ireland, Germany, all over.
Wow.
And then Mondays we run from Pittsburgh to all the way to I think Argentina. Or no, that's Tuesday's Argentina. I'm sorry. If you go up to where it says more up at the top of the page, you can go up top of the page.
More.
Yeah, click on more.
Yeah, I did. And then Metal
Scroll down.
101 schedule and times.
Yep.
All right, there it is, everybody. If you want to know what you're getting yourself into, well, badass, man. I did not know this, Mike. I've been so busy just trying to get my bills paid recently. And then I got this fucking flu Sunday night, I think it was.
Yeah, my man.
So my apologies, please. But, man, you were kicking major ass, brother. Come on.
My man, last days out there saving, man. What's going on, brother? He follows me all over the world. I do 2, 3, 4 hour shows. It's crazy.
Damn.
But check out Last Days. If you guys ever get a chance, check out Last Days, Sonic 67. They're out there listening tonight. But yeah, as you can see, my schedule's a little full.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for making time for us here. Let's get over to your merchandise, too. Hopefully we can get some people over there to support you with some cool, because I'd definitely like to have some Metal Shop 101 merch. Here we go, merch store.
You got it. Yeah, the one on the right's mine.
All right, give me just a second. I'll have to hop back over here and drop this and pick up the actual store.
My man Bill was out there listening. Build the scene. He's the one that built the website for me.
All right. Well, I think I've
Nice.
left your website, and I'm now on your merchandise page.
Yeah.
So for anybody that wants some Metal Shop merch, let's see what we get here. Here's a T-shirt.
How about I
We
make you
just put up some Valentine's Day shirts for the Lady Rockers. They were picked by Mrs. Doc. She picked out the designs.
Doc Rock's Metal Shop Valentine's Day shirt. Very cool. So get you a Valentine's Metal Shop 101 guitar right there.
Yeah, we got other designs on there too, but it's all
I think
good.
Dominique was trying to trade you goats for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was hearing her saying something, so.
I've got these magic beans. Do you have a cow?
I'll send you a merch drop if you send me one.
We all have the flu here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and Dominique is making a roast stew in San Antonio.
I am. Not only that, Dallas-Fort Worth area, I actually have a homie about 10 minutes down the street that can take it to you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
That's
so nice. Just trying to make you guys survive this flu.
What a sweetheart.
Slice that potato. Slice that potato.
Oh, baby, it's death metal pot roast and mashed potatoes.
Slice that potato.
Wow. Death metal stew. I love that so much. Yeah, we've got a place up here that sells tacos that are named after local bands.
Oh, hell yeah. What is it? I actually have to know because now I got to check it out.
Well, we used to. They went out of business.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, not the son of a bitch.
Dude, they had the Kill House nachos. We had Jared on earlier in the comments.
Yeah,
they had some killer Kill House nachos with the ghost pepper and the beef and the whatever. Yeah.
Right now. I want that shit right now. But no, they closed. The way I understand it. Maybe he opened back up, but I definitely saw him posting on Facebook that they
wait for it, denied.
Yeah, and then he also started booking shows over at another venue. So I think he got busy.
Huh.
Oh.
Well, I guess that answers the age-old question: can happiness buy money?
Oh, no.
Dope can.
You're just gonna fill you in. I say dope a lot, and a lot of the times it's very intentional. Dope. That's dope. Dope. That's dope. He's a pretty dope dude. 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 Love it.
This is like cooking in the kitchen, Dominique.
Love it. Dope. That's dope. He's a pretty dope. He's a pretty dope. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Love it. Dope. That's dope. That's facts.
This is what I do. I bartend. Love death metal. I love beer. And I like to have a good time. So.
Well, we love your death metal stew, and we love you too.
And your good vibes.
Nothing but good vibes.
Thank you for
Hey, Mike, what's the first heavy metal band that you saw live in concert?
You know
The
what?
first one I saw live?
Yep.
Wow. I would have to say Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance tour.
Yeah, that was a great tour.
My ears rang for like 3 days.
Yeah, that was loud. I think that's the loudest tour ever. But yeah, it was a great show. Judas Priest is my favorite band, and I was there in Dallas. They played Reunion Arena.
Yeah. I was in California at the time.
Well, here they actually, from time to time, the crowd used to go wild. And at that show they did, they burned like most of the seats in the front section of the arena.
Yeah.
Somebody just started a fire and they started piling up all the chairs, and they had a cushion on them, I think, that was burning. That happened. You just well, I mean, think about it. It is screaming for vengeance, you know.
Right.
Electric eye in the sky.
Yeah.
So
it was a phenomenal
I think that that tour of the Screaming for Vengeance tour was kind of a culmination of the best, most classic version of heavy metal music that we had at that time, and the rebellious nature for change, for freedom and equality, because people were screaming for vengeance.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember when it come out, my neighbor who lived across the street from me, he got me hooked on it, and it was just like, wow, it was crazy, And then came Randy Rhoads and all the Blizzard, and Diary.
Did you see Randy?
No, never seen Randy. I wish I would have.
I got to see him both tours, which means that I saw him about a month before he died here in Dallas.
Wow.
Dallas, yeah, about a month before he passed away, and I have pictures.
That had to have been incredible.
It was, yeah, it was life-changing. I saw the Blizzard of Oz tour, with Randy and Motorhead open. That's how I discovered Motorhead. And so, yeah, just the Blizzard of Oz tour was life-changing, but Diary of a Madman was next level. Yeah. Randy's amazing. He's still, my three favorite guitarists are Eddie Van Halen, Randy, and Dime. But there's a whole bunch more in there that if I'm listening to even Jane's Addiction, while I'm listening to that band, that, that's my favorite guitarist at that time. That's my favorite band. That's how much I enjoy music.
I mean, the thing is nowadays, all of our heroes, our heavy metal heroes, they're getting older, they're retiring, or they're passing away.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but with all these underground bands, without these bands, you're not going to have national acts, So, I mean, they just announced today that Ozzy's doing his last show, which I'm glad he's doing one last show. That's what he wanted, one last show, and they're doing it in Birmingham.
Back to the beginning.
And that bill is just mind-blowing.
That's all Pantera, Metallica.
They need to do a pay-per-view for that.
Sure, and they probably will. Something.
I hope so. Because that I mean, even Jakey Lee's playing.
So, hey, where do you think, this is one of the questions we inevitably find ourselves asking people who might know, where do you think the music industry is? Like these bands that we share, we think they're kick-ass bands. And in the 80s, they would have got signed to at least Metal Blade or Roadrunner or some labels like that. But nobody's getting signed. There are no labels. You got Metal Blade, they're very active still. So what's your opinion, Mike? Doc Rock as the professional here tonight.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say because so many bands now are doing it independently because they're better off. They're making more money doing it independently. I mean, granted, if they're just starting out, it's a rough road, but it's like anything, and it just, they just, sorry, I'm reading, people are popping up questions on me. The thing is, so many independent artists out there now that are just doing it themselves. There's no more, there's no more big record labels, quote unquote, called the gatekeepers. It's all independent labels. I mean, anybody in a band or somebody living in mom's basement can start a record label with it. So I think it's tougher for the bands now than what it used to be, but with this day and age, you got Facebook, you got your streaming platforms, you got all your social media stuff, so it gets the word out there faster. Unlike back in the day when they were running around putting flyers up on telephone poles.
Yeah, buying cassettes, buying records, buying CDs.
Right.
I remember, I had a watch. I mean, it's different now. I would catch songs on the radio, but a lot of my new music I would watch.
Right.
Was it VH1 or Fuse TV or something where they had all the music videos and stuff? And
Right.
so I would catch a lot of new artists because they dropped a music video and somehow made it out there. And like my bedroom mirror, every new band that I liked, I would write them down so that I would, every time I would listen to music in my room, I'd be like, oh my God, that's one of the bands I've been waiting
Right.
for it to be bigger. And now they're on the radio. And now it's completely different. You just, it's good to have resources like yours where you play all of us underground kids, because without you guys, that's where you start, right? We all
Right.
started somewhere. So you got to start in your friend's garage, and then you play for your friends, and then you play at a local shop, and then you just I know Dominique's gone, but she had some hustle to her. But you just knock on every door until one door opens and just keep
Right.
at it. It's just changed a lot, so the hustle is different.
Yeah,
Right.
so my real question, Doc Rock, is how do you think that bands like Ariel's or some of these bands that we share, some of the bands that you share around the world, how do you think these bands can actually make enough money to, to make it worthwhile to go on the road and tour for, maybe a year at a time even, but what do you know the formula, or can you even make a suggestion?
I get a good management company that can promote. I mean, I do know some bands that are doing pretty well because they got great management.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, is that also
People,
maybe a booking agency? Could you
right,
maybe?
that's what I meant. Booking agency.
Okay, that's
You
one of
know,
the things I've
good
been.
one. And there's hundreds of them out there anymore. But make sure you get a good one. I am so tired of seeing these bands get screwed.
Preach.
It makes me sick to my stomach. That's why I do this full time. And to get their music out there, get it heard, get it to the new people, and, and the diehards like us. But it's just, I'm so sick of seeing bands get screwed.
What happens with some of these booking companies is they're booking bands, that play smaller venues. Some of them, right? And you get to know the ones that represent, like Spread Eagle, for example. I forget the name of their management company, or Bad Marriage with the same booking company. But anyway, you get with a good booking company, and they have bands that are out touring, and you can get on those tours pretty easily. If you feel like you can get out and sell the merchandise to make your money.
Right. I mean, we have a band here in the tri-state area, and they're called Truck Stop.
Truck Stop.
Great. Yeah, great band out of West Virginia. Absolutely phenomenal. A do-it-yourself band. These guys take any show, anywhere, any place, and they are on that bill. They sell the hell out of tickets. They make all their own merch. They sell all their own merch. CDs, all that stuff.
Truck Stop Gamblers.
What's that?
Truck Stop Gamblers.
No, Truck Stop. One word. And they're kind of like a thrash band, but they love to have fun. They are great guys. They're younger, and they are just freaking awesome. I mean, there's a ton of great bands out there. Like Grimrock's another one. He's a do-it-yourselfer. He's out there doing it. And, I think the bands, if you got a good following anymore on social media, I think you can make it.
Yeah. I think it helps you when you play more, or like when your friends especially share your page to everybody, because that's how new people, it's like word of mouth, right? I'm a dental hygienist by day. I keep a little QR code with my band's name on it, and I have I get like a follower almost every single day at work,
Right.
because people are like, you're in a band, like I can't even fathom. And then they listen to the music, and then they pass it on and pass it on and pass it on.
Right.
So it's all like the next person, right? And two bands nowadays, I was just having this conversation with Moonfallen. You have to do your own PR. You have to do all your own posting. You have to hustle for tickets. And sell your soul and cut off a goat's leg and do all these things to make stuff happen, because a lot of these shows that you want to hop onto, like national acts, you either have to be in searching for it or know some promoters that do it, but then the promoters have big ticket asks and you're like, it's hard to fill this because I know people will come for me, but some people don't know who some of these people are. So I'm like, it's hard to get them to spend like this kind of money on a ticket if you're the only person.
Yeah, I get that. I hate seeing bands have to what they call pay to play.
Yes, it's everywhere, and I get it. I mean, some of these promoters don't do shit, but some promoters do, and so they do spend some of their money, or they'll pay somebody to run door and somebody to run sound or something. So you do have to kind of make up for it. But too, like venues can't survive. They can't have bands there if people aren't coming, if people aren't buying the food, if people aren't buying the drinks. So it's like it really is its own little ecosystem. It's life force. So we need you to help push music and promote bands, and then we need venues that book local artists and stuff like that have great places to go. And then we need good bands that want to promote their shows, right? Like you can't just solely rely on the promoter. And Ray, you're right. Some promoters don't do shit.
And the thing that I've noticed lately, and it really drives me crazy, is a bar will bring in a cover band to have them open for a national act.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it happen already a few times, and it drives me absolutely crazy.
Well, and they do that because they're banking off of
off of that cover band.
Yeah, like, oh, you play AC/DC? Oh my God, everybody knows AC/DC. This is gonna sell tickets. And I get it. I mean, it's a business, right?
And we happen to have the world's best AC/DC tribute band here in the band Back in Black. But you really don't see much of that here. You don't see here in Dallas-Fort Worth tribute bands opening for touring bands.
No, we actually have some tribute bands that call upon like local artists and stuff that want to do originals only, because they're like, hey, dude, you want to come on a bill? Because we'd love to have some original sound, because then it gets us exposure, right? So if they have a good following as a tribute band, it's kind of them to allow some spotlight for original music. Because even if you go to, say you go to a Casey Musgraves concert, Casey Musgraves is going to have one or two other artists before her play. They may not be local, but there are people that need exposure. And so they use that time touring with Casey, and those people become a little bit bigger and eventually will be in Casey Musgraves' position, right? So like people you never heard of get that exposure because they're asked to come on that tour.
Pittsburgh has a very serious problem of tribute bands and cover bands. It's oversaturated.
It's easy money for them, though.
Or you walk into on a Friday or Saturday night, there's a cover band or a tribute band playing. Now, don't get me wrong. I do have some friends that are in cover bands and tribute bands, and they do a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And it's just my opinion on tribute bands. I can see, with the passing of Lemmy, I could see doing a Motorhead tribute band, something to Lemmy.
We used to have a real good one here.
But it's like, to me, all they're doing is making money off of other people's songs already that have been played out so much.
Yeah.
No, I think we're all in agreement there that original music is what we love the most. But kind of back to the other side again real quick, we've got a Black Sabbath tribute band here called Iron Maiden. And not only are they all super people, but, it's Black Sabbath. And they focus on early Ozzy Black Sabbath, not the Dio era or, at all. And so they're a killer tribute band. And
Huge supporters of
Huge
original music.
supporters of original music. Yeah.
Right. I have a good friend of mine that's in a Black Sabbath tribute band, simply called Sabbath.
Yeah.
And they do all the old, like, stuff you don't hear with Sabbath.
Right. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
towards the end of the show, they'll do a couple Dio tunes.
Yeah.
But he's an original artist, and he's absolutely phenomenal. He played with a band called Pound, POWND, and then I can't remember the other one. But, you know, he's been there. He's done the CDs. He's made his money and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I just saw him here in Pittsburgh because we hadn't seen each other in years. He lives in, like, Kentucky or something. And so we went out and saw him. And I said, man, what are you doing in these cover bands? He's like, it's all anybody wants to hear anymore. He goes, I'm playing out, you know, 250 shows a year doing this, you know. I said, and he's traveling all over the place, all up and down the East Coast. In fact, I think they're playing Illinois or Indiana or something here coming up. Yeah. And I was totally shocked because I'd never seen him with this tribute band before. But check them out. You can find them on Facebook. They're just simply called Sabbath.
Kick ass.
The guy
that the battle of the bands.
Iommi looks exactly like a young Tony Iommi. The guy who plays bass looks just like a young Bill or Geezer. So it's crazy.
I remember one time my band that played original music, we were invited down to play Austin, and we played with this band called Hand Sandwich. And they were just a cover band, but they would do metal versions of popular songs like you know, Lil Jon and Taylor Swift and stuff. But here's the thing: they were from Austin, we were from DFW, and we headlined. So yeah, everybody watched Ham Sandwich and then left. So that is a very terrible thing for any promoter to do if you're trying to promote these out-of-town bands. Do not let the band from out of town headline the show, especially if the main support is a local band. You have the local band headline, and you have the band from out of town play main support, or you know, 2 or 3 down the card. But that is just a recipe for disaster. Just throwing that out there.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
And you know, there's just like so many great original bands out there that, you know, I can't stress enough. I mean, people need to, you know, when you can set your watch by your FM station, how many times they're playing Led Zeppelin every hour, you know, what's the point?
Yeah, believe me, we are fully aware of that one.
It's a fact. Yeah, original music is the best. Boom!
Right. And the thing is, we have a local station here that's been on the airwaves since like, I don't know, 69, 70, and they still playing the same songs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like the same set list.
We had a radio station here go off the air for 2 years, and they did talk radio. And when they came back on, it was the exact same format with all the same, like Metallica introducing the same songs and shit.
Right.
Like they just went right back into the computer and hit play.
Crazy. And I know satellite radio is starting to get like that also. You know, I listen to Ozzy Boneyard, and
oh yeah,
you know,
it's like anything else. You only listen to it for a few days.
And the thing is they changed it. I got to listen to it so much between my house and my studio that they change it every week. They'll play the same song all week long, and then they change it for the next week. It's like, really?
Okay. Well, I know they used to have some shows on that changed up the music some, and so I'd enjoy that.
Right.
But I ultimately turned it off because that's the only thing I was listening to was the Boneyard. And
right.
You know, I listen to my own. I listen to mostly local band CDs in my car. You know.
Right. And the thing is, all them songs they play on Boneyard, we've all heard it already. You know, it is.
And
Yeah,
I was going to say,
ahead.
for bands that are trying to tour, I know I'm probably going to rake over the coals for this, but I think that we should give a little bit of props to the band Creed, because when Creed started, they were on Wind Up Records, which nobody knew shit about. But they had a very good business model, which was they picked 10 markets and they would hit each market once every 3 months. So they would go as far west, because they're out of Tallahassee, I believe, at the time. So they would go as far west as DFW and as far north as North Carolina, and hit Atlanta and Jacksonville and wherever, Biloxi, and they would hit these 10 places once every 3 months, and within a year they went platinum. Off of a completely independent. People forget Wind Up Records was not a subsidiary; they were their own thing, and nobody knew Creed from fucking Adam. They were considered a fucking Pearl Jam ripoff, and yet because of their dogged adherence to the schedule, and because they played such passionate performances, they became the Creed that we now love and loathe at the same time. But at one point, they were just a local band touring by the skin of their teeth. So I would suggest that for any touring band, pick 10 markets and hit them every 3 months.
Right. Exactly. It's just, and the thing is the bands that are over in Europe, I mean, those people over there, those headbangers, metalheads, whatever you want to call them, that's a whole other breed of people over there, because they take it serious. They either love you or they hate you. And the thing is what's so cool about over there is I have had bands here in the States that have played festivals over there in the UK and Germany and all that stuff. And they said they would play there any day of the week than play here in the States. Because them people over there, they treat you with respect. Like I said, it's a whole other breed over there. And I've noticed a lot since I've been doing this metal shop stuff here. Well, I came back out of retirement. I've been back 2 years now. But what I've noticed is the bands over in Europe are wanting to get their stuff here, and the bands here are wanting to get their stuff over there.
Yeah.
So it kind of crisscrosses, and I'm kind of like the crossroads, I guess you could call it. But there's so many incredible bands coming out of the UK right now. I mean, I've gotten bands as far as Philippines, South Africa. It's incredible, and how strong the metal community still is. It's crazy.
It's going to take over. We're going to take over.
Fuck yeah.
We can't let Beyonce get another country album of the year.
I don't want
to. Metal is a culture. Metal is a way of life. Like, even if you don't listen to metal the way that you used to, it's still in your blood. Okay, I will still go back to all those great Pantera and Machine Head albums, because that just can get you through the day. No offense, Charlie XCX just can't get you there. No offense, Charlie.
Right. I don't know. It's glad to see that the metal community is still very, very strong and still very, very dedicated. There's
that's kick-ass news there, Mike and everyone. I mean, that's like better than telling me the economy is on the way up. People worldwide still love heavy metal music.
It's crazy. I mean, my emails never stop from over in Europe. I get flooded from Finland to UK to wherever.
They're hustling.
And it's crazy. But the thing is, and then you got great bands out on the West Coast like Stonebreed, and this upcoming rising artist. This kid is absolutely phenomenal. He goes by Ryder B. This kid is 10 years old, He plays the whiskey go-go like a weekend warrior.
Yeah, I've seen his videos.
He's sponsored by Gibson. I had him on the show. I had to have him on the show.
Kick ass.
And that little kid is just absolutely amazing. So professional, so knowledgeable.
He's natural, man. You're right. He's a natural.
Oh man.
What's his name again? Riley?
What's that? Ryder B.
Ryder B. Everybody go check out little Ryder B. He's a true natural hard rocker. And that other band, Stonebreed, they're one of our Texas bands, right?
No, Stonebreed.
No, they're from LA.
Okay.
Carlos Cruz.
Didn't we have them on our show?
We probably did.
Okay.
We've had a lot of people on the show. Good times.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some domination in the chats.
Very cool.
Domination.
Well, speaking of supporting music in the live scene, let's talk about some upcoming shows and bands and things.
Let's.
Okay.
Sounds kick
I'm
ass.
sure Doc
You
Rock
down?
will know some of these bands.
Well, I got a show coming up.
Hey, real quick, I did want
Yeah,
to.
you do.
I had something here. Want to say thank you to Grimrock for being here in the chats, and I know he's one of your peeps, right, Mike?
That's Grimrock.
Is he a Metal Shop 101 supporter?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, man. I came across him over there, and I noticed that he signed to Golden Robot Records.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
originally heard about Golden Robot Records on Waste Some Time with Jason Green, which is probably the only podcast that I actually follow.
Right. Yeah, Grim is he has a picture on the studio wall. So he's official.
He says Filter is too. I'm pretty sure Stephen Piercy put out a record on Golden Robot. So Golden Robot's got a lot of music over there out of Australia for anyone looking for new music.
Yep. There's another awesome band coming out of Australia called what's the name of them? I can't think of it. I'll send it to you guys. Oh, Storm the Crown. If you like into the hard, heavy stuff, check out Storm the Crown.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Well, I was wanting to bring it up to say shout out to Grimrock in the chats, but also to just bring up Golden Robot because Jason Green was talking to the president of Golden Robot on his show for a while. Are you familiar with Waste Some Time with Jason Green?
No, I'm not.
He's a guy out of Las Vegas, and he does a pretty popular podcast. He actually knows a lot of these old 80s metal guys. And
Right.
manages Stephen Piercy.
Right.
Yeah. So that's who he is, Jason Green. And he was working with Golden Robot Records, going to do a compilation record or something. But then they just quit talking about it. And I hadn't heard them back on over there or anything. So.
Right. And that I've started to notice too, like a lot of bands that are coming out are going back to that old school metal sound or that old school 80s sound, which is great. And I also notice a lot of bands are going back to that 70s sound, like the Led Zeppelin. I mean, you got, Red Booty, Monroe Band. Huh?
That band Feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably their influences though, because some people listen to our bands and we have a lot of we Ben and I both listened to a lot of 70s 80s rock growing up by choice and parental units and stuff, but then you can also hear our newer age mixes in there. Like he's big on Coheed and Cambria, I'm big on Breaking Benjamin, so we both listened to those bands on repeat but a million times, so you can definitely hear some of those influences in there too, just because we like the style that they play. We enjoy those ranges.
Right.
And so I think a lot of people that you said that are coming back around with those classic sounds, I think it's because they're heavily influenced and
Right. They,
moving and grooving.
and well, Ariel, you'll have to get your band over to me. Let's get
Yes.
it.
Oh, I have an email I thought I sent to you because I messaged you personally, and I was like, I thought I emailed him. No, it's sitting in my inbox. I'm waiting to attach MP3s.
Okay.
I was waiting on Ben to upload these damn MP3s.
And with that, get ready, Mr. Doc Rock, because Against All Odds is pretty powerful when it comes to a style of music that's broad, and a lot of fans of metal are gonna enjoy it because Ariel's such a good singer. Ben's a great guitar player, songwriter, and the songs are just kind of written around Ariel's amazing voice. And so you guys are gonna have a good time sharing this band.
Yeah,
Today?
so right.
And I'm not gonna lie, Brett's not the worst looking drummer I've ever seen. So you know.
Oh, Brett. We have a new addition, Elliot.
The ladies are starting to dominate the music scene.
You bet your buttons I'm taking over.
It's absolutely
Oh
incredible.
yeah, dude.
Well, it's
Ariel
like the last
will be
bastion of
sitting
metal.
on a mountain of their skulls.
Or
Right.
buttons.
It's like the last
Or
bastion
whatever.
of metal. You know, females or women, you know, need to be there.
Right.
So, glad that they're all doing it, and we're gonna play some good music tonight by beautiful women. Hey, Doc Rock and Metal Shop 101. It's been a true honor spending this time together with you tonight.
You too, guys.
Hell yeah!
All right, we're gonna head right into our weekly concert.
Thank you, Mike.